Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Windward Buddhist Temple's Eitaikyo Service. My name is Miles Yamamoto, and I will be your MC for today's service. I'd like to welcome and thank Reverend Yuika Hasebe for officiating today's service and being our guest speaker. We will begin with the ringing of the temple bell, or Kansho. This signifies the beginning of the service. It is a deep and sacred ritual steeped in ancient tradition. It is the calling of the people to come together to listen to the Dharma or teachings. The temple bell represents the gratitude and deep appreciation of the members, friends, and guests of the Windward Buddhist Temple. Please sit quietly in your seats. If you are able, please rise for the meditation, followed by the chanting of the Vandana and Ti-Sarana by the congregation in Pali and in English. This can be found in the red Jodo Shinshu Service book on page 7.
I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namandam, 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 namandam.
Please be seated. Today's sutra is Praises of the Buddha. This can also be found in the red Jodo Shinshu Service book on page 112.
Your face shines in great splendor, boundless, wondrous dignity, such the greatness of your light, beyond all comparison. Brightness of the sun and moon, and the shining money jewels, when compared to your brilliance, seem to us like blackest ink. Tathagata countenance transcends all comparison. The great voice of awakening resounds through the 10 quarters. Your precept, learning, effort, meditation, wisdom, all virtues beyond all compare, ultimate, supreme, and rare. Your deep meditation has fathomed all the Dharma sheep to the limits and the depth of all things the Buddhas teach. Ignorance, anger, and greed, the world honored one has known, like a lion among men, measureless your great virtues, vaster your great virtuous deeds, wisdom deep and so sublime. Your radiant, luminous light shakes all the world's foundations. When I become a Buddha, equal to the Dharma King, I will transcend birth and death, live and wisdom shall be supreme, unsurpassed. I will attain Buddhahood, everywhere fulfill my vow, bringing to all those in fear great peace and tranquility. Though there are myriad Buddhas beyond measure, beyond count, and great sages numberless, like the grains of Ganges' sand, I will honor each of them equally, accepting them. Even more importantly, I will seek the supreme way, even though all Buddha worlds are countless as Ganges sands, even though all lands and realms are boundless without measure, yet my light shall reach them all and illumine every place. Such shall be my perfect work, such my power infinite. When I attain Buddhahood, my land will be first and best, place of practice transcendent, its people sublime and rare, land equal to nirvana, beyond all comparison, with pity for everyone, I will carry all across all who come from 10 quarters to be born into my land, to attain pure joyful mind, peace and great tranquility. Be my witness, Buddha, please confirm my sincerity. Now that I have made my vows, I will strive to fulfill them. Buddhas of the 10 quarters, with your wisdom unhindered, may all of these honored ones know my deepest intention, even though my body must bear great pain and suffering. I will Namanda, 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 Namanda.
If you are able, please rise for the recitation, the Creed, Ryogemon, which can be found in the red Jodo Shinshu Service book on page 4, and continue to stand for the Gatha, Shinsu Anthem, which can be found in the purple Praises of the Buddha book on page 178. Namu Amida Butsu. Entrust to me, I will liberate you just as you are. This is the calling voice of Amida. My blind passions are embraced in the Buddha's awakening. So the Buddha calls to me, I will liberate you just as you are. Gratefully responding to the Buddha's call, I find that I am already on the path that leads to the Pure Land, and the Nembutsu flows freely from my thankful heart. It is due to the guidance of Shinran Shonin and successive spiritual leaders who have transmitted this teaching to us today. Living with the Dharma as my guide softens my rigid heart and mind. Gratitude for the gift of life I have received frees me from becoming lost in greed and anger, and allows me to share a warm smile and speak gentle words. Sharing in the joy and sadness of others, I shall strive to live each day to its fullest. Namanda, Namanda, Namanda. Namanda, Namanda. Please be seated. Our speaker today is Reverend Yuika Hasebe. I'd like to call up President Dennis Tashiro to introduce her.
Good morning, everyone. On this major service, we are truly grateful to have Reverend Yuika Hasebe to join us. She hails from Toyama, Japan. She graduated from Ryukoku University in English literature and received her Tokudo in 2004 and followed with her Kyoshi ordination in 2007. Reverend Hasebe was assigned to Hawaii as an overseas minister in 2007 and since has served at the Hawaii Betsuin and Hilo Betsuin. She is currently the chief minister or Rimbang at the Hawaii Betsuin since August of 2023. Please welcome Reverend Yuika.
Thank you. Good morning. Good morning. As a beginning of my message, I would like to read the passage from the Shinran Shonin wrote. So let us place our hands together in Kansho. Impossible it seems to leave this old house of agitation where we have wandered aimlessly since the beginning of time. Nor can we long for the pure land of peace, which we have yet to know. This is due to blind passion so truly powerful and overwhelming. But no matter how reluctant we may be, when our life in this world comes to an end, beyond our control, then, for the first time, we go to the land of fulfillment. Those who do not want to go to immediately are the special concern of the true compassion. For this very reason, the vow of true compassion is completely dependable. Our birth in the Pure Land is absolutely certain. Namu Amida Butsu. Namanda Namanda. Good morning again. How are you today? You had a good sleep last night? It's getting really cold, and I love the cold weather. I'm originally from Toyama, like Dennis-san introduced to me, but Toyama is known for the lots of snow. So, but I've been here for 19 years, so like every time I go back home in winter, I catch cold. So thank you very much for having me for the 2025 Windward Buddhist Temple Eitaikyo Service. So Eitaikyo Service means the A means forever, and the Tai means generations, and the Kyo means Sutra. So Eitaikyo Service is also sometimes called as perpetual service, conducted with our wish for the Dharma will be spread for many generations to come. And also, this is an opportunity for us to realize that we are recipient of this wonderful gift of Dharma from our departed family members and ancestors. I sometimes think about why I am a Buddhist now, and then particularly Jodo Shinshu. So I born and raised in the temple family, and the Buddhism was always there in my life. I imagine how many people were there to transmit this teaching until it had been reached to me. I know my father and the grandfather and grandmother. I remember my great-grandmother, but that is the furthest I can remember. Do you remember your great-grandmother or great-grandfather? But there must be more uncountable people but before them, but I don't know anyone before my great-grandmother. But I imagine, even I don't know them, I think that each one of them lived their lives and they tried to live it fully, like I do now. I believe there were many people who died young and they went to wars and died unexpectedly. Many of them maybe lived long and then maybe faced sickness and aging. Some of them, maybe they died surrounded by the family, or some of them passed away by themselves. To us who is living now may feel that they lived for a long time ago, but at the same time, they were just like us. They wanted to be happy with their family and friends, just like us. They wanted to live, wanted to disease to be healed, or maybe didn't want to leave from this world. They had their lives just like us. They're just like us, and their tears and joys, wishes and thought make this day possible. Without them, we are not able to come here together at the Windward Buddhist Temple. When we deeply reflect about it, it teaches us our life is not only ours, we are deeply connected to each other, to all the life before us. About 7 years ago, before the COVID, I went back to Japan for the special kind of vacation, and it was very, very special because that time my niece was born. My family didn't have any baby for like 35 or 40 years, and then so we were so happy to be like our new baby born in a family. So last time we had a baby was 40 years ago, which was my brother. So he's not pretty anymore. So we were so happy to see the actual baby of the family. So what she did was sleeping, of course, crying, smiling, and drinking milk, and shishing, and pooping. So no matter what she did, we were like, oh, how sweet. So when I was watching my sister changing diapers for the baby cried every time. Her birthday is in November. We just celebrate her birthday. But because of my hometown, as I mentioned, it's very cold. And every time my sister tried to change the diaper, the cold wind bit her butt cheek. So my niece cried because of the sudden change of the temperature and coldness. I felt so sorry to see my niece crying every single time my sister changed the diaper. My sister talked to her while she was changing the diaper. What she said was, ごめんね、ごめんねって、寒いね、寒いねって、シャバに出たら苦しい目に遭うねって、which means, oh, I am so sorry, it's cold and chilly. You have to go through suffering because you are born into this world. So I was listening, and then what she said, and I thought, that is so true. Even a baby had to go through suffering and then pain because she was born into this world. Even she was at that time only like a 3-month-old or maybe 2 months. But suffering is inevitable, and she had to deal with it, right? While I watching my niece, I was thinking, this is my baby niece. No matter how much she felt cold and didn't want to change diapers, my sister had to do it anyway because she had to do. So no matter how much my niece cried, she's not able to escape from the suffering. It is not only happening to my niece too. I never thought about it, but like a diaper is, I only thought about the baby, but it's not only baby too, right? So I'm kind of like my eyes getting bad and my hearing is getting kind of bad too. So that's true. Like we all probably have to go through so many different type of challenges and suffering and sadness too, right? So it happened to all of us, and of course, it will happen to me. No matter how much I don't want to, there will be a suffering, which is inevitable. When we face the suffering and pain, maybe sometimes there's nothing we can do. So there was a story about one famous scholar named Reverend Daiei Kaneko, who was a well-known Higashi Hongwanji scholar. And then when his mother got sick, he received a letter from her. His mother wrote to him that she could not appreciate or rejoice the Nembutsu, Namu Amida Butsu, at all. So she could not feel any appreciation to Amida Buddha and a great compassion. So she was so sad and then having difficult time. So she wrote her son, which is a very well-known scholar, and then Reverend Daiei Kaneko replied her letter as such. Mother, Oka-san, you said that you are not able to feel gratitude toward great compassion. That is understandable since you're physically sick and in tremendous pain. When we are suffering, we only can focus on suffering. When we are in sorrow, we only can focus on sorrow. When we want to live, we only can focus on living. And we want to die, we only can focus on dying. We only are able to think whatever filled our mind and heart at that moment. I should say, even though it is our heart, kokoro, it is impossible for us to make place for appreciation in such a hard and difficult circumstance. And it is impossible for us to change those pains to feeling of appreciation. Therefore, just saying the Nembutsu itself under your heavy breath is grateful. It is not because we appreciate the great compassion and we recite the Nembutsu, but just saying Namu Amida Butsu itself is working of great compassion. Under your heavy breath, just saying Nembutsu itself is precious because it is not your working, but it is Amida Buddha's compassion. The great compassion slipped into our suffering and manifested itself as a Nembutsu. So no matter what you think, when you recite Nembutsu, the working of Nembutsu will take you to the Pure Land. And he concludes his letter, I'm sorry that I cannot stay with you, but even if I stay with you, I can't say anything other than this. So that's the conclusion of his letter. In this letter, Reverend Kaneko said, saying Nembutsu itself should be appreciated, and there's nothing else you need to think about it. It means that on Nembutsu, we all recite Namu Amida Butsu. What we are reciting is not our working or saying. We tend to think that I or we recite Namu Amida Butsu, but this is a working of Amida Buddha, and it's reaching up to us. In other words, once Reverend Haraguchi wrote as poem, Ware tonae, ware kiku naredo Namu Amida, tsurete yuku zo no oya no yobigoe, which means, Namu Amida Butsu, I recite and I listen, but it is a calling voice of Amida Buddha, which promises me to take me to the land. Even it comes from our mouth and the lips. Namu Amida Butsu is not what I say, it is a manifestation of Amida Buddha's work. Reverend Kaneko mentioned that we can't change our heart, kokoro, as we wish. When we are in a sorrow, we can't just change it to joy as we wish. I really wish to happen to me that I could control my feeling, but it's not that simple, right? When you are sad and when you're in tears, it's just stay there. We may be able to, we are very good at pretending not to show others, but within our heart, that we can always feel it. It is, the Reverend Kaneko said, it is impossible for us to change the sadness to happiness. So, but especially if it's a physical pain, we may be easily overwhelmed by it, like Reverend Kaneko's mother. How we can make a room for joy or appreciation inside of our heart when we are in such tremendous pain. Kaneko Sensei said, it is not because we appreciate the great compassion and the recital Nembutsu, but Nembutsu and the Amida Buddha comes out from to reach to us and to fill up us and then come out from our mouth. That is why it's not our calculation, but this is just the working of Amida Buddha. So that's why just saying the name means we are always embraced in a great compassion and wisdom. I always feel like when we are healthy, and maybe when we have money, have a good family and friends, and when everything goes well, it may be easy for us to say Namu Amida Butsu or Nembutsu with the feeling of appreciation. But once, if everything starts going wrong or life starts collapsing, we may be overwhelmed by suffering, if both physically or maybe mentally, and the feeling of appreciation would go on in 1 second. It is a nature of human being. We may be able to pretend others, but we can't pretend ourselves or hide our true feelings. So if we can't feel appreciation, it means simply we just can't. There's no meaning to pretend to be grateful if we can't feel it. But Reverend Kaneko said, but still, Namu Amida Butsu comes from our lip that is truly grateful. Saying Nembutsu is not my working, but Amida Buddha's working reach to us, fill us, and overflow us from us. So no matter what condition we would be in, maybe in pain, or maybe in sadness, maybe in anger, or fear, or joy, under dementia, under treatment, we appreciate it, or we may not be appreciating Nembutsu at all, but Amida Buddha will be always there for us and tireless working towards us and embrace us always. So on this occasion of 2025 Eitaikyo, our everyday life is not always happy and sunshine, and we all have rainy days. Sometimes we encounter sadness or loneliness or even fear. But please remember, the time we forget about the Buddha, Amida is never forget about us, and they're always there for us. So please remember, when you're smiling, Amida is always there for you. When you're in tear, even you may not be aware of it, the Amida's great compassion is always embraced you. So thank you very much for listening. This concludes my message. And as a conclusion, I would like to close with the reciting of the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Reverend Hasebe, for that message and the reminder that no matter how we feel, Amida is always here, whether we like it or not. If you are able, please rise for the Gatha Namu Amida Butsu, which can be found in the Purple Praises of the Buddha book on page 144, and continue to stand for the Nembutsu, which is on page 145.
Namanda, 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 namanda.
Please be seated. Thank you for attending today's service. This concludes the service. And now, coming up next, we have a second dose of Dennis for announcements.
Thank you, Miles. You should be a professional MC. Thank you so much, Reverend Yuika. This, I will remember you whenever I say Namu Amida Butsu. And of course, thank you, Miles. Thank you, Bob, for being our greeter today. And Jen, thank you for ringing the Kansho. Lisa for playing the piano. And of course, Ryan is recording today's service. We have friends who we haven't seen for a few Sundays. Rachel and George, welcome back. And someone we haven't seen for a few Sundays, Alex, good to see you. Well, today is the last day of our fall food drive. Thank you very much to everyone who made generous donations of perishable food and donated monies. Next Sunday's service will be our remembrance service. If you'd like to remember a loved one who passed away in the month of November of any year, you may do so during the remembrance service. Please add your name to the list that will be at the greeter's desk. And if you have a picture of your loved one, please, you can bring it here and we'll place it up on the, near the altar. Reverend Shingo Furusawa will be our minister officiant, and Carolyn Uchiyama of Wahiawa, Hongwanji, will be our guest speaker. Remember that we will not have Sunday service on December 7. Instead, I encourage you all to attend the Hawaii Buddhist Council Bodhi Day service, which will be held at the Higashi Hongwanji Mission of Hawaii, located in the Liliha area. More information can be found on the flyer that's on our bulletin board. Bodhi Day is celebrated by most people in the world on December 8th, but we will have our Buddha Day service on December 14th. That's to celebrate the Buddha attainment of enlightenment while sitting under the Bodhi tree. Reverend Kerry Kiyohara of Makawao, Hongwanji, will be our guest minister and speaker that Sunday. Then on the following Sunday, December 21, we will have our annual general membership meeting after the family service. Then following the meeting, temple members are welcome to have lunch at the new Mui Kwai Chinese restaurant. And if you'd like to join us, I do have a sign-up sheet on the table in the back there. After today's service, those of you that can help, we need to change the altar cloth, or uchishiki. Whenever we have major services like today's service, we have a special altar cloth. And we'll be placing back the regular altar cloth that we have. And from the food committees, if anyone has spare food containers, you know, the small containers for leftover refreshments, please share it with the temple, and as we have leftovers, we can pass it out to whoever needs leftovers, okay? Are there any other announcements? If not, it's time for refreshments, and we'll do words of thanksgiving, which will be on the screen. We are truly grateful for this wonderful food, a gift of life. May we share its benefits with all beings. As we partake of this food, let us remember Amida Buddha's compassion, which surrounds all people and all forms of life. Namu Amida Butsu. Itadakimasu. Thank you.